Hello, hello, hello. Karen Creighton here. Now, today I have the great pleasure of having Camille Patterson with me, and we're going to be talking about Camille's journey with her weight, her health, and anything else we discuss. So basically, we're just going to have a chat. So, hello, Camille. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, Karen.
Hello. It's
The
so nice
amazing
to see
Karen.
you. It's so nice to see you. And so we were discussing before we hit the record button. Camille's had quite a journey, haven't you, Camille? So
Yes. Yes, it's
yeah,
been a year. It's definitely
it's
been a
been
year.
a year. Wow. Now, what I might do before you go into your story is share with everyone the photos of what you look like a year ago. And it's actually quite remarkable. If you see your gorgeous face now, and then we share what you looked like a year ago. Now, not that you weren't gorgeous, because you are gorgeous, but the thing is how very different you look. So if we look at you there, and then we'll show there's a before and after of the body shop. So basically, there is Camille before and after, and you can absolutely tell which one's the before and which one's the after, can't you? So it's quite
Mm,
remarkable the transformation. And so what I've observed is as a sort of facilitator and a sort of I don't know what to call myself really, but as a person who's observing beautiful women, especially changing so much physically, but what I've observed most with you is how much you've changed personality wise. You seem so much
yeah.
happier. You seem much more happy-go-lucky. And I haven't known you extremely well, but I have sort of observed the shifts and changes as they've gone along. And
Yeah.
I think it you who coined the phrase carnivore calm.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is
Yeah.
amazing, the carnival calm.
It really is, isn't it? And it's like you, until you sort of have done it, you can't really explain it, can you?
No. It's
Um,
just I think for me it was more just things just don't get to you in a stressful way as much. Like, and when they do come, because obviously we're all human, you can just cope a lot better. um, you don't have that really big spike of like anxiety. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
it really is. I just feel like you acknowledge what's going on around you, but basically it just goes, phew. It doesn't
Yes.
get soaked in. You don't
Mm.
sort of absorb it. And so, and I think that is such a gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
there's, I mean, how many kilos are you up to now that you've released? Come in?
Well, as of this morning, and it's a bit of a bugger really because it's 41.9 kilos. So should we just say 42 kilos
Oh, let's say
release?
42. We're not going to quibble about 100 grams, are we? Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal success. So, first off, what I'd like to, we're going to sort of go backwards and forwards in your life a little bit. But so, what attracted you to join the tribe a year ago?
Well, it was actually, as a lot of you know, my very, very good friend and long-time friend, Sarah Lepashera. She is part of the Food and Frequencies as well, and she's doing well as me and even my partner and her partner. Um, so Sarah brought me into the Food and Frequencies and more just to make me aware, like she said, oh, I found this new group and this lovely woman, Karen. And yeah, so I started to, I joined up and gave it a little whirl. But for me, and like you, Karen, I am a science freak. I do need to know the science behind something before I do it. So I just recently finished a diploma in natural health science. And so, of course, in that course, we were taught about the normal allopathic food pyramid, and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I was trained in, and that's what
Yeah.
I believed. So when Sarah came at me with the carnivore or the low inflammatory, I was like, what? But we
Yeah.
need fiber.
Yeah.
We need vegetables, we need fruit. So I was very confused. And so I basically just dove into doing a bit of research about it before I jumped in. So I was actually doing keto, kind of a lazy keto, about 6 months before starting carnivore, um, and was having a good success. And then unfortunately our old dog passed away. So I kind of hit a bit of a rock bottom and ate my feelings away,
Yeah.
reverted back to the old go-to habit.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then I after that grieving, I then thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl, see what it does for me.
Mm.
And so I started carnivore. Um,
Didn't we do a carnivore challenge around that time, was it?
yes,
That
I
where we,
think
oh,
we
that's right.
yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was I think it was just a
Mm.
little bit after I started because I obviously had to go shopping.
Yeah.
And then I did the whole pantry declutter. My pantry is basically a storage cupboard now.
Yeah. Yeah, mine too. Yeah. Yeah.
The kids come to stay and they have to bring the toaster out of the pantry because we don't have a toaster on the bench anymore and
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's quite funny. But yeah, so I that's when I started and within a couple of weeks, I'd already had amazing results and
Mm.
not just in weight release, but mental clarity, energy. I was I wondered what was going on because I felt like I was kind of on edge, but it was just energy that I'd
Yeah.
forgotten. Actually, I'd probably never had energy like it before in my life. So, um, yeah, I just had this extra energy. Before, I used to get up, um, have a coffee, have breakfast, feel sluggish. Oh, I've got to go to work, come home. My legs were sore, my body was absolutely in agony. I'm on my feet all day at work. And repeat that cycle. And I was just tired and sore all the time
Mm.
and inflamed, as you can
Yeah.
see from my before
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah.
And with this extra energy, it was just I could get up in the morning and now I can clean my house before I go to work, and I'm still fine when I get home. I can come home and still do another couple of little things before we have a little sit down and watch
Yeah.
telly or whatever. So
Yeah.
I have this extra energy and this extra go in life, and it's just great.
Oh, yeah. It makes you feel so good. And I do believe, like you said before, I do believe that most of us have never experienced true health before.
No, no, because even though I feel 20 years younger,
Mm.
I have hit the big 50 this year, which is kind of empowering in
Yeah.
itself as well. But then because now I actually don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've kind of feel like I've done a lot of hard yards and now it's all about me. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
weird.
No, not
I did
really.
have, yeah, I did have children young. So the cool thing is that they've all moved out. So I can be all about me, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Nice.
But I do feel 20 years younger. But however, 20 years ago when I was 30, I was a smoker.
All right.
So I've never felt this healthy before. I smoked since I was 11.
All right.
So, and I gave up smoking when I was must have been about 36 when
All
I
right.
gave up smoking.
Yeah.
So I'd smoked for a very long time. And so not only was I completely inflamed with weight, I was also completely toxin heavy with cigarette smoke. And so, yeah, I've never felt this healthy before, I don't think. Not for a very long time.
So, oh, that brings up so many questions, doesn't it? So, first off, if we look at you started smoking around 11,
Mm.
what
Yep.
made you smoke then, do you think?
All our friends were doing it.
Right,
My mum was a heavy smoker,
right,
and she smoked all our lives. Dad didn't smoke though,
right.
which was cool for him.
Mm.
But I don't really know, to be honest. I think it was just all our friends were trying it.
To
Let's give
fit
it a
in, really.
try. And then by the time we all tried it, we all got hooked on it. And it's one of those things that you just can't break. It was the group I was in. Everyone
Yeah,
kind of smoked.
yeah,
Um, Whereas today, it's kind of vaping is the kind of go-to thing that a lot of kids are doing. So I suppose there's always going to be some sort of crutch for people and,
yeah.
for kids.
I was going to say,
Um,
do you think because did you struggle with your weight as a child? Or
I I always thought that well, in my family were very sport fanatics. So mum and
right,
dad both coached softball, and dad coached and played rugby. My brother played rugby. My sister played football, which was soccer back then. I was always on the sidelines if someone was sick. So I had to take the field if someone was sick.
okay,
I hated sport. I really did hate sport. I preferred playing my guitar, which I can't play now, but
yeah,
I loved just pottering and music. I loved music. So I was a very much of a black sheep in my family. So yeah, so I never really enjoyed it. So because of that, I was the chubby one compared to my family. But when you look back at photos of me as a kid, I'm not at all chubby compared to kids today. If you kind of get what I mean, you know.
yes, you do. I know
Um,
exactly what you mean. Yeah,
I was just chubbier than my brother and sister and our friends, so I was called chubby.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
bit similar story to mine, really. Is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I think many of us have had that sort of thing. But you did share with me before we started recording about how you felt that you started to put on weight as a protection mechanism.
Yeah.
So could
Yeah.
you share a little bit about that? Because I think it's really important, isn't it? If we go to anything in health, is going back to the root causes.
Yes, definitely. Moving up, so we raised our children, and I grew up in Wellington, and we moved up here to the beach, which is where we live now, um, 2 years ago. And that I just wanted to put that in there because that's sort of been part of this whole journey for me, coming out of the trauma.
Mm,
So we'll come back to that. But it was when I moved up here that I started. I just needed someone to talk to who wasn't a friend,
yeah.
who didn't know me, and was still aligned with my beliefs. So my belief system. So I found this counselor through New Zealand Doctors Speaking Out for Science, and she was absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the fact that I have done a lot of work with her. And one of the things that came up in this with this counselor was that a lot of my childhood was violent. There was violence in my childhood. I wouldn't say it was like severe, severe. Nothing ever happened to me, but my
Mm,
mum and dad used to physically fight. And so as a 6-year-old, I would protect my mum from my dad in case something happened.
yeah.
Um, so when I was talking to my counselor, she was saying, Camille, this is actually we've hit the root cause of you protecting yourself.
Yeah.
So food became my protection. If I was bigger, I wouldn't have people close to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um people couldn't get in, if you know what I mean. And I'd protect myself from, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. So there was that part of, so gladly we found that, and
Yeah.
we worked through a lot of that. Um the other few things that we found too were just growing up and everything, and just having a few relationships that weren't great. falling pregnant as a teenager and having my firstborn, my son, uh, was it hurt being a single parent. It was hard raising children on your own, but I did it. It was fine, and I love my son. He loves me. He's a great kid. He is 30 now, um, which is kind of scary. Um, and yeah, and then over the years, just having getting better, like getting through and having better relationships, having good friendships. And then I met my partner now. We've been together 24 years. We have also had a daughter together. She's 21. And he also brought with him our stepson, who's our middle boy. So I pretty much he moved in with us when he was 6. So we've raised the blended family, which also was hard.
Mm.
And then just touching on the last, well, the one of the other bigger traumas that happened to me and my partner, because we were both mandated out of our jobs because we decided not to take the jab, the COVID jab. So we were both mandated out, and that's when we actually thought we kind of need to sell and move because we won't be able to afford our mortgage.
Right.
So the trauma for that was horrendous.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
luckily, my partner was able to find another job, but because I was in the medical industry, it was a lot harder for me to transfer to another part of the medical industry because it was all mandated exactly the same. Whereas some other jobs didn't care if you were or not with my partner's kind of work. So luckily, he was able to find another job, which helped us, but it also gave us the time for our youngest when she moved out of home, and she got a flat. We waited a little while because I didn't want that whole run away in case she needed to come home. I was a parent and I
Yeah.
was always a parent first.
Yeah.
Um, which was also one of my other downfalls a little bit in that respect that I did put everyone else first before myself, and that's also part of my protection thing, I think. I didn't give a lot of time for me. Um, it was all about everyone else.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so anyway, Shalise moved out. She was fine. She said, Mum and Dad, if you guys want to move up to the beach, move up to the beach. You've got to do you guys. And that was awesome to hear that from her,
Yeah.
which gave us the leeway to sell up and buy up here, which was awesome. And basically once I got up here, I could breathe. By the
Yeah.
beach, by nature. It was just great. And I just started my journey of letting a lot of crap go.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Uh,
shows. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
childhood stuff and just normal life stuff that I mean we're all human,
Yeah.
we are all human, and of course, there's no one's ever perfect, but I'm just wrapped that I was able to have the opportunity, really. But then on the other side of it, the trauma will always be there, I think, but it will be better. I can see things a lot clearer now, and little things are huge moments, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Does that sound weird?
No, not really, because it is
Yeah,
normally the little things that impact us the most.
yeah. And
Mm.
it's the little things like, just actually stopping and looking at a flower, or stopping and looking at a piece of art that just takes your breath away, and just having that moment. And I think those moments are huge, just like meditation, breathing, grounding. I do a lot of grounding now. Sarah and I just recently went down to the beach and decided to put our feet in the ocean on a freezing, like 2-degree morning, to the point that our bones ached so bad. And we were screaming down the beach because it was so painful. The cup water was freezing. And I kind of thought to myself, how do people go swimming in this? Because
I,
there are people that actually go swimming in the ocean, in that
I know.
cold ocean.
Yeah, I know. I see them
No.
every morning. Not
I
my
know. And
thing.
so we've made a pact that one day we will be able to do it, but we'll just start with our feet. But yes, our feet. We're sure we couldn't feel our feet at the end of that. They were so numb.
Yeah,
But once again, it was just invigorating to feel that and to feel alive and to have that moment. Once again, another moment. So
yeah,
having the mind clarity to actually feel moments like that now, it's all the little things that are the best things. It's
yeah.
nothing, I don't need anything big anymore.
No,
Yeah.
and yeah, as you say, the little things in life are what make life.
Mm,
You know,
exactly.
um, I
Yeah.
was, I was because we're very fortunate. We live near the beach too, but we live on a hill, and so we've got great views and stuff, and we've got view of
Yeah.
the sea, but we've also got view of the bush. And it's the bush
Nice.
actually that I look at the most.
Mm.
And this morning we sit on the deck and we've got this roaring fire going, which is lovely. And then we look out and I looked at the trees and it was like they were just sparkling with energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's entrancing and it makes you realize how we are all part of the oneness. And that really hit me this morning. It was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah. It's so true.
yeah,
And just connection and you can see it in people too. You can see the people that just aren't connected anymore.
yeah.
I work at a supermarket, which is unreal. So, um, and a lot of people have actually said to me, how the heck have you managed to stick to an eating way when you see all that food come across the the checkout? Because I'm a checkout supervisor, so I'm scanning people shopping every day. And, don't get me wrong, there are days that things smell amazing, and that's just the old body knowing
Yeah.
what that used to taste like. But the awesome thing that I say to people over and over again when they complain that they just can't stop, like they're eating a what they feel is a good diet, and they're like, oh, but I just can't resist it, so I'm having it. And the biggest thing that I say to people is if you keep eating sugar, you're going to crave it.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest catch
Yeah.
22,
Yeah.
even in the healthy programs that still promote, some sugar. It's
Mm,
just keeping you addicted. It's
absolutely
basically it.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we occasionally have an off meal, like we with the kids' birthdays or our
Yeah.
birthdays, or
Absolutely.
we've got a big
Yeah.
celebration coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
We don't go religious and, take, just eat our meat when we take it with us or whatever. We might have a little taste of other food because, it's nice to have a little
Yes.
bit of texture,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and we're all human. And we normally try and make it like a gourmet kind of meal or a well-cooked meal rather than just, we don't do takeaways anymore like McDonald's and all that sort of stuff. We don't do any of that. But so it's always a good meal. But even when we sometimes have a good meal with, a few sauces or quite a few vegetables or something in it, we feel the inflammation the next day. And sometimes we crave more sugar because our body's gone, oh, you had some sugar. Let's have some more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it can take a couple of days to get back into the swing of things. But the thing is, my body is actually really receptive in the fact that within 2 to 3 days, I'm back in ketosis
That's the thing.
after
Yeah.
after an off meal, and it's great because I feel I've never tested myself. You know
Mm.
how there's a lot of things that you can test to see if you are in, ketosis or whatever,
As you
but
say, you know it. Yeah.
you just know it, you
Mm.
feel it. Like I
Yeah.
feel it within myself, and it's sometimes that on edge feeling, that energy feeling. I feel
Yeah.
that tilt, and it's like I'm back in. I can
Yeah.
feel it. I'm back in.
I
Yeah.
sort of see it as an excitement feeling.
Yes,
It's
yes. I
sort of
shouldn't.
like
I shouldn't call it on edge. I should
no,
call it
it's a
that.
it's like I had a hypnotherapist that I worked with many years ago, and she said, okay, what's the difference between anxiety and excitement?
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
our thought around it.
It is our thoughts. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then we can always switch things, can't we? If we're aware
Mm.
of them, we can switch them. But but basically, I think I'm more excited about night life now than I think I can ever remember being excited about life.
Yeah. And I am as well. Yeah, I think of the future and I think of the energy that I'm just going to have going into my elder years, if you know what I mean. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not a grandmother yet, and I'm really looking forward to being a grandmother and having the fitness and doing stuff for that,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And that'll be so much fun. And I just within my work, I see so many elderly and even families that are just so inflamed, and the elderly are so crippled. And I also see what they're buying, across my
Yeah.
checkout. And it's hard to not like say something, obviously, but I can't because I've got to be professional. But it's also sad to see that I've got this knowledge and I've had this light bulb moment, and can I plant a little seed? So I kind of do, depending on the person. I can read the person. I've done 28 years of customer service, so I can kind of read people's faces quite well. So if they seem interested in like maybe just a little thing that I might say about like canola oil or
Yeah.
something,
I,
I can put a little seed in their mind, oh, you should really not really have this oil. It's not that great for you, and just a
yeah.
little tiny seed. Don't do it often. I don't do it often, and I wish I could do it a lot more,
Yeah.
but yeah, every now and again there's the occasional person that you can sort of see are almost awake and almost ready to look into things more, and those are the ones that I do try and wake up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is amazing. I just don't want to be that crippled old lady.
Certainly
And
not. And yeah, it's perception, isn't it? Because
yeah,
when I've when I first started with Fast Track to Health, my weight drop program,
yeah,
I used to have women and we used to do a chat and, what about your health? And, have you got any symptoms? Oh, no, nothing much. I have achy knees or achy hips, but that's normal at my age. And you're talking
yes,
to 40-year-old women. And I'm going, no, no,
yes,
we
yeah,
shouldn't ever expect to have a dilapidated whatever. We are able to heal and prevent, which is much easier, but we
mm,
can heal from anything if we give the right ingredients.
yeah,
And so you're a prime example. You know, you've healed yourself not only physically, but emotionally with a bit of help from food.
yes,
And
yeah,
I would say because, me food is definitely our medicine.
yeah,
And the biggest thing I've observed over the years is many in the medical profession, because they're not trained in it,
mm,
even in the old food model, they're not trained in it. They don't actually acknowledge that food has any impact on our health and well-being.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like I had a client come to see me, an old client come to see me. Um, she'd been diagnosed with bowel cancer. And
mm,
she said to them, well, is there a diet regime I can follow? And they said, oh, no, you can go and eat McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken. It won't make any difference. And that to me was just criminal. If you don't know, send them to someone who does know,
yes,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, but
And
no, doctors in there, the be all end all.
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely feel that they're acute medicine for,
certainly.
life or death.
Trauma.
Trauma
Mm.
is important.
Yeah,
I think. and I worked in the hospital for 7 years and was in acute areas where I saw medicine being used in the right way
Yeah.
for a reason,
Yeah.
because after the fact, you can get rid of toxins as long
Yeah.
as it saved your life first, then you can
Oh yeah. I mean
do
that's
the
relevant, isn't it, really?
it is relevant. It is
Yeah.
relevant. But yeah, the constant just here's a pill to fix something. At the moment, I do have another kind of trauma happening in my life, which if I wasn't eating this way of eating, if I wasn't a carnivore, I don't think I would be coping right now. Don't get me wrong, I think worse days are yet to come for me, but my mum is not well, and I'm doing care for her every fortnight at the moment. I did drop to every fortnight. I couldn't do every week anymore. I had no time for me and I was losing it a bit. Um, but one of the things that I've come to see is that, when the doctors come and see mum and she's eating she needs to gain weight. So they're just telling her eat sugar,
Yeah.
and so she just eats sugar all day. And it's hard to watch,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't use my knowledge and also my training and just, the physiology and all that of the body with my mum because her doctor knows everything
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So I just shut up
Yeah.
now.
You're just the
But
daughter, you see. Yeah.
yeah, but it's hard to watch it. And
Yeah.
it is hard. And when nurses and doctors tell her that, oh, well, you're all right, you can eat that because you do need to gain a bit of weight. And it just kind of makes me think, yeah, but it's not about weight.
No. No.
It's about healing the body. It's
Yeah.
about, yeah. So it's so hard. It's hard. But
Yeah.
it's one of my things that I am working on, keeping myself as level-headed as I can
Yeah.
um, while I go through this journey, because this
Yeah.
is a journey that is going to impact me at the end of it, but I'm feeling quite confident and strong with how I feel within myself going through it.
Yeah.
So here's hoping.
Yeah. I mean, we all go through rocky patches. We all go through, you know, great things, difficult
Ugh.
things. That's
hmm
part of being a human. It's
hmm
basically how we cope with it after the fact, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, the biggest thing for me after the fact is that I'm going to have my lovely partner, Steve, who
Yeah.
is going to be my rock
Yeah.
with this all ending, but also with my very close friend Sarah,
Yeah.
who lives down the road. She's going to be a rock for me as well. So I know I've got support. My kids will be support as well. And yeah, it's for me, it's just I need to be able to just let myself be in whatever the grief takes me.
Yeah.
And they'll just allow it. But they're there if I need them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Having
mean?
having a supportive community, which is what you've got.
Mm.
And
Yes. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helps in so many ways, doesn't it? With
Yeah.
everything, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know you've
It
had the
does.
support of Sarah and your partner and everything on this journey with your weight,
Yeah.
and
hmm
you'll have it with everything else that goes on in your life, and that's the great thing. And
Yeah.
so, and yeah, and
A-
it's been
And I
wonderful.
just I want to say too that all the people on the Food and Frequencies group um that have put their own, motivational things up. And it's why I did it, the last two posts that I've done is because it it's so motivating to see people's progresses. And it doesn't even matter if it's huge. I mean, yes, mine's big, but I love the little things that people put up as well. And I love the big things that people put up as well. And it's just motivating to see. But I also love that the connections that we've all got as well. Like, um, even sometimes people put up a problem that they're facing at the moment and people help them. And that's just really cool. I think that because that's all part of it. And I think when you look at the holistic side of everything, you know, it's not just about the physical, it's about the mental and it's about the community. And that's one of the reasons why I love reading all the things, all the posts that everyone puts up, because I think it just reinforces everything for us as well, and it just makes it more supportive
Yeah, and you get
all
aha
around.
moments and go, that's me,
Yes,
that I can do that. And
yes,
I think, I love being part of a community because I
yeah.
think it's so rewarding and
Mm,
and so yeah, having those connections. And it
yeah,
might be online or it might be in person, it doesn't matter really. But
yeah,
we're all part of a community that support one another.
yeah, definitely.
And
And
wow,
yeah,
what
even though I don't know a lot of the people intimately, or you know, I
a,
haven't spoken one on one with a lot of people. But, you know, and every now and again when I do manage to get onto a Zoom call, it's just cool to just hear people's stories and their advice, what's worked for them.
mm,
Um, yeah, it's just all those little things that just make a huge difference
yeah,
along the way. Yeah.
that's magic. Well, Camille, thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful to have a chat, and
No, it's been lovely.
I'll see you very soon.
Thank you.